Your dog has never once said the words, "I love you." But in the last 24 hours alone, they probably said it a dozen times. You just didn't know what you were looking at. That ends today. Welcome to Canine Mind World. If you're not subscribed yet, do it now, because what we're about to cover will change the way you see your dog forever. Today we're going through the 10 deepest compliments a dog can give a human. And these aren't obvious. Most of them look like nothing. A nap position, a quiet walk down the hallway, a soggy tennis ball dropped at your feet. But inside each one is a message so specific, so deliberate, so deeply rooted in how dogs think and feel, that once you understand it, you will never look at your dog the same way again. And if your dog has done even one of these things, you're not just someone they live with. You're someone they have chosen. Let's start with number one. Number one, the doorway sentry. You've seen this. Your dog lying near the door, not asleep, not playing, just there. Eyes open, body relaxed, but not fully off duty. And your first thought is probably, they just like that spot. It's cool, it's near the action. But that's not what's happening. That positioning is a decision, and it says something very specific about you. Dogs descend from animals that were simultaneously predator and prey. Rest was never fully safe in the wild. You rested where you could see what was coming, where you could reach the exit, and where you could put yourself between the threat and the ones who mattered most. That calculation didn't disappear when dogs moved into houses. It just redirected. Research on canine resting behavior confirms that dogs choose positions based on field of vision and proximity to entry points. That's instinct. But when the spot they choose puts them between you and the door, when their body becomes the first obstacle anything would have to get through before reaching you, that's not just instinct anymore. That's a choice made on your behalf. Some dogs do this while you sleep. You never see it. The house goes quiet, the lights go off, and they quietly move to their post. Not to nap. To watch. To be there first if anything comes. That's not a pet lying around. That's someone who has decided your safety matters more than their own sleep. When your dog guards the doorway, they're not just sitting in a room. They're telling you exactly where you rank in their world. But keep watching, because the next one happens every single day, and most people miss what it actually means. Number two, the silent shadow. You get up from the couch. They get up. You walk to the kitchen. 4 paws follow. You go to the bedroom. There they are. You didn't call them. You didn't even look at them. But they came anyway. Quietly. Consistently. Like a presence that belongs wherever you are. Most people chalk this up to curiosity or boredom. It's neither. Dogs are pack animals, in the most literal, neurological sense. And in a functioning pack, the member who gets followed is the member who is trusted most. Not the loudest, not the biggest, the one whose presence makes the nervous system settle. When your dog trails you from room to room without being asked, they are acting on a deep biological signal that says, this is the safest place to be. Where this person is, that's where I belong. Behaviorists call this proximity seeking. And what makes it significant is what it does to the dog's brain. The closer they are to the person they're bonded to, the calmer their physiology becomes. Heart rate drops, stress hormones lower. You are literally a biological regulator for your dog. Your presence is medicine. So when they follow you to the bathroom and lie quietly outside the door, when they track your movements through the house even though you never said a word, when they can't quite settle until they know exactly where you are, that's not clinginess. That's the highest compliment a pack animal can give. You are their anchor, their reference point, the place their nervous system goes to find calm. Some dogs won't fully sleep until they've confirmed your location. Not because they're anxious, because they feel responsible for you. That quiet shadow at your back? That's love in its most honest, uncomplicated form. Stay with us, because number 3 happens when you're not even in the room. And it proves something remarkable about how deeply your dog carries you with them. Number 3, sleeping in your scent. You leave for work. You come back a few hours later and find your dog curled up in your laundry basket, or squeezed into the spot on the couch where you were just sitting, or flat on your side of the bed with their nose buried in your pillow. Your first instinct is to laugh. Maybe feel mildly guilty about the laundry situation. But stop. Look at what's actually happening. Dogs experience their world primarily through scent, in a way humans genuinely cannot comprehend. Their olfactory system processes smell somewhere between 10,000 and 100,000 times more sensitive than ours. Smell isn't just information for a dog. It's presence. It's memory. It's the closest thing to actually being with someone when that someone isn't there. Your natural scent, not the soap, not the perfume. The real you underneath all of that is the most calming smell your dog knows. Research has shown that when dogs are exposed to their owner's scent while the owner is absent, the region of the brain associated with reward and positive emotion activates. Your smell doesn't just remind them of you. It comforts them the way your actual presence does. When they curl up in your clothes or press their face into your pillow, they're doing something incredibly tender. They're refusing the feeling of separation by surrounding themselves with the one thing that still says you're close. Older dogs do this more as their bodies slow and their emotional world becomes increasingly scent-centered. It's how they stay connected to the people they love when distance makes that connection harder. So the next time you find fur on your favorite hoodie, don't be annoyed. Be honored. You are their home base, and they are doing everything in their power to stay near it, even when you're gone. Number 4 is next, and this one happens in the dark. Quietly, while you're completely unaware. Number 4, the night watch. It's 3 in the morning. The house is silent. You're asleep, but your dog is up, moving softly through the hallway, pausing at the front door, checking the windows, scanning each room, and then returning quietly to their spot near your feet before you ever knew they left. This is not restlessness. This is not anxiety. This is night duty, and it's one of the most ancient expressions of loyalty a dog can offer. Wild canines took turns staying alert through the night. While some slept, others kept watch. That was how the pack survived. That behavior is still active in domestic dogs, not as a relic, but as a living instinct, particularly in dogs who have formed deep emotional bonds with their people. When your dog patrols the house at night, they are fulfilling a role they have assigned themselves. They are the one who stays awake so you don't have to. Behaviorists have found that dogs with strong human attachments are significantly more likely to exhibit protective nighttime behavior, especially in homes with elderly owners or people living alone. Something in them reads the quiet and responds, "This is when they need me most." You will almost certainly never see this happening. It's designed to go unnoticed. Your dog doesn't need you to wake up and thank them. Their reward is knowing the perimeter is secure. Their reward is you sleeping safely through the night. Some dogs add one more thing to the patrol. They check on you, a soft step into your room, a brief pause, a look, sometimes a gentle nudge, just to confirm you're breathing. And then they walk back to their post. That quiet loop, done in the dark, without recognition or reward, might be the most selfless thing any living creature can do for another. The next one might make you laugh first, but the meaning behind it is completely serious. Number 5, the bathroom escort. The door closes. Within seconds, paw, scratch, maybe a whine, maybe a nose jammed into the gap at the floor. Your dog cannot let you go in there alone. And you've probably found this somewhere between endearing and mildly absurd. Here's what's actually going on. In the wild, isolation meant vulnerability. An animal separated from the group was an animal exposed. That threat response is deeply embedded. When you close a door and disappear, your dog's brain registers something close to alarm. You were there, now you're not. The last known location of the most important member of their pack is behind a closed door, in a room full of strange water sounds. That is not a comfortable situation for a dog whose entire biological purpose is to stay close to you. Behaviorists call this territorial monitoring. To your dog, every room you enter is a space they need to have accounted for. The bathroom is just a room, but it's a room with a door that blocks them from doing the one job they've decided matters most. So they insist. They push the door open if they can. They sit outside if they can't. They wait, entirely focused, until you re-emerge. The dogs who are most insistent about this are almost always the most deeply bonded. They've learned your routines so completely that any deviation, even a closed door, triggers their protective instinct. And if they do make it in, notice where they position themselves. Many dogs face the door, not toward you, toward potential threats. Still on duty, still watching. Even in there, this is not invasion. This is involvement. This is a dog who has decided your safety is non-negotiable, even in the most private moments of your day. Number 6 is the opposite, and it's just as meaningful. Number 6, grooming in your presence. If this channel has been helping you see your dog differently, now's a good time to subscribe. We drop new videos every week, and this community is growing fast. Now, back to number 6. You sit down, your dog flops beside you, and then they start licking their paws. scratching behind their ears, or rolling onto their back for a belly clean. It looks completely casual. It might look lazy, but this moment is quietly significant in a way most people never register. Grooming is a vulnerable state for an animal. When a dog is cleaning themselves, their focus is inward. Their alertness drops. Their ability to respond to a threat is reduced. In an environment where anything felt unsafe, a dog simply would not groom. They can't afford to. The only time an animal grooms is when they feel completely secure in their surroundings. When your dog chooses to groom beside you, not in another room, not when you're distracted, but right there next to your body, they are telling you something direct. I feel safe here. Right now. With you. You are the reason this space feels secure enough to let their guard down. Behaviorists have consistently noted that dogs groom exclusively in low-stress environments. And when that environment is defined by a person's presence, that person has become the source of the dog's sense of safety. Some dogs make it even more personal. They pause mid-groom to look at you. A brief moment of eye contact. Checking in. Confirming. And then they return to their routine. It's a tiny gesture, but it carries everything. It says, "We're okay. I trust you. I don't need to watch the door when you're here." For older dogs especially, these quiet moments become a primary form of connection. As energy decreases and the ability for active play fades, the bond gets expressed through stillness, through being side by side in a shared space that both of you feel at home in. When your dog grooms beside you, they're giving you the rarest thing they have, their most unguarded self. Number 7 takes that trust one step further, and it's directed straight at you. Number 8, bringing you gifts. You're sitting quietly, and then it arrives. A soggy tennis ball, a half-destroyed sock, something retrieved from a corner of the yard that you can't quite identify, delivered with absolute pride, placed at your feet, or nudged directly into your hand. Your dog looks at you like they've just solved the most important problem in the world. In a sense, they have. In canine social behavior, sharing a valued object is an act of trust. Food, prey, toys. Dogs do not simply give these things away. They guard them. They carry them. They return to them. When a dog takes something they value and offers it to another member of their group, that offering means something specific. I trust you with what matters to me. You are worth giving to. This behavior is amplified in retrieving breeds, where the instinct to carry and present is literally bred into their working function. But it shows up across all dogs because the social impulse behind it is universal. They're not just playing, they're initiating. They're saying, "Come into this moment with me. Share this thing I love. Be here." Older dogs do this less frequently. But when they do, the weight of it is different. An aging dog who brings you the toy they've had for years, the one that's been through every phase of their life with them, is offering something more than an object. They're offering a piece of their history, placed directly into your hands. Even a crumpled sock, delivered with complete sincerity, is a compliment. It says, "I thought of you. I wanted to give. You are worth the effort." Number 9 might be the one you've been getting completely wrong. Number 9. Sleeping with their back to you. Your dog climbs up, circles once or twice, and then drops down, facing away from you. No eye contact. No attempt to cuddle against your chest. Just their back pressed toward you, or simply oriented away while they settle into sleep. And your first instinct might be to feel slightly rejected. They don't want to look at me. They're not curling toward me. What does that mean? It means you are completely safe to them. In the animal kingdom, turning your back is one of the most vulnerable things you can do. You cannot see what's behind you. You cannot respond to a threat you don't know is coming. The only beings you turn your back to are the beings you trust completely. When your dog positions themselves facing away from you, with their back either pressed against you or simply oriented in your direction, they are making a biological declaration. I know you will not hurt me. I do not need to watch you. You are safe. Behaviorists call this guard-down positioning. It is almost never seen in dogs who are anxious, uncertain, or not fully bonded. It is a posture reserved for complete emotional safety. And when your dog does it with you, repeatedly, habitually, as their default, it means you have become the one place in the world where they don't need to be on guard. Some dogs take this a step further. They sleep facing the door, with their back to you. That is the deepest version. I am watching the world so that you don't have to. I'll handle the threats. You rest. That position, which can look like indifference, is actually your dog taking the night shift on your behalf. When your dog turns their back to you in sleep, they are not turning away. They are leaning into you with everything they have. And now, number 10. This is the one. Pay attention. Number 10. Checking on you when you cry. You thought you were alone. Maybe it was a quiet cry. The kind you try to keep small. Breath a little uneven, tears coming slow. You didn't make a sound. You didn't call anyone. And then there it was. A paw on your knee. A nose pressed gently against your arm. A heavy head lowered softly into your lap. They didn't wait to be invited. They just came. Dogs do not process sadness the way humans do, but they detect it with a precision that most people find genuinely difficult to comprehend. Research confirms that dogs respond to human emotional states through a combination of facial expression reading, body posture analysis, and scent detection. When human emotion shifts, when cortisol rises, when breathing changes, when tears fall, a bonded dog knows. Not approximately, specifically. And what they do with that information is the thing that makes this number 10. They don't stand back. They don't wait to see if you need them. They close the distance. They lower their energy. They bring their body to yours, and they stay. Behaviorists call this empathetic responding, the capacity to read another being's distress and take deliberate action to soothe it. In dogs, this is not metaphorical. It is measurable. The behavior changes are consistent and specific. Reduced movement, lowered body posture, sustained eye contact, physical proximity. They are doing, in their language, exactly what a good friend does in yours. Older dogs are often the most sensitive to this. Years of living alongside you have calibrated them to your baseline so completely that even the smallest deviation, a slightly different tone, a longer silence, the way you sit down when something's wrong, tells them what they need to know. And they respond, not with noise or movement, just with presence. That wordless message, I see you. I am here. When your dog comes to you in a moment of pain, they are not reacting to a stimulus. They are choosing you. In your hardest moment, they have decided that being beside you is the most important thing they can do. That is not instinct. That is love, expressed in the only language they have. Outro. Your dog will never say the words, but now you know exactly where to listen for them. In the spot by the door, where they wait every night. In the quiet footsteps behind you through the house. In the way they curl into your clothes when you're gone. In the dark patrols you never see. In the toy they've chosen to give you from across the room. In the back, they turn toward you in sleep. The highest form of trust an animal can offer. And in the paw they place on your knee when the world gets too heavy, and they've decided without a word that you shouldn't carry it alone. Each of these 10 things is a sentence. And every one of them says the same thing. You are my person, and I would do anything to stay close to you. If you've seen your dog do even one of these, leave it in the comments. Tell us which one. Because every story shared here is someone else getting to see their dog clearly, maybe for the first time. That's worth something. Share this with someone who loves their dog. Subscribe to Canine Mind World. We're just getting started, and we'll see you in the next one.